All right, next up, G Tech Community Stadium. We have Brentford versus Brighton in what could be a pretty entertaining game. Rob, starting with you here. Obviously, we've seen Brentford draw 1-1 with Man United. Bizarre game. I mean, Brentford absolutely I don't think I've ever seen a team dominate another team like that. It was like the time a couple of years ago when had Unai Emery. We got absolutely dominated by Watford. We lost 3-0. I'll never forget that game. I'll never forget where I was. That was the day we went on RTE. But it was just crazy, man. It's just like, did what, 31 shots Brentford against Man United? And obviously, yeah, Mount did very well to score in like the 92nd, 90, what was it, 92nd? No, or no, 96th.
96, 96.
And then just, for just a split second, Tony did unbelievably well. Like he played very well all game. And, Christina, yeah, with a very good finish. It's what they deserved, thoroughly deserved, at least a point anyway. Didn't deserve to lose, but looking back now, Thomas Frank, they're like, what, one win in 10 games away to Wolves a couple of months ago. They're really struggling to get those wins. Brian Mbeumo is coming back. He played a few minutes against United. Literally, one of his first touches almost set up a goal for Tony, just fractionally offside.
He hit the crossbar himself then
Hit the
as well.
crossbar as well. Like he's a
Yeah,
huge.
after the volley
Having
left. So
Tony and Mbeumo back, I would think that now that they can make a push and really go on and
yeah.
secure safety.
Yeah, I suppose first and foremost, like they did absolutely deserve to win that game. Hit the post, hit the crossbar, had so many chances. Could have just about like narrow offsides. They did deserve to win it, but the 31 shots is a bit of a farce. Like they weren't really all shots. How many were from distance? How many
How
were
many were
blocked? How many
headed as
were
well?
attempted crosses?
Yeah,
Like they in the first half, they had 13 shots and one on target. They weren't shots like.
yeah.
All of a sudden, shots faced has become the biggest stat in the league,
Well, there you
especially because
go.
it's
There you
United as well.
go.
Like United in the last four have the four, or no, all season we've the fourth most shots faced, but that's Onana is what third highest clean sheets, so make it make sense. It's just the standard. It shows how good Onana's doing. But back to Brentford, and Bemo back and Tony back. God, they've been waiting since the start of the season.
Yeah.
Before the start of the season for this to happen, like since the summertime for
You've
have their
seen
two
last
talisman
season,
back,
the two of them in tandem are just incredible.
which is class. And now you have Visa coming off the bench as well, which
Yeah,
is he's
and
a
he's
really
he's
good
in
player
good
for them
form
as
as well.
well.
Like obviously he didn't score, but
Yeah,
he's in really good form lately. He's a quality player with us. I think he's a very very
exactly.
yeah.
So they'll be confident that that they're not going to go down. Surely there's no way they can go down. 9 games to go. They'll be fancying their chance to get a good few, especially with Tony and Bama back now. Before that, you're thinking, oh god, they're in a dogfight, but they're still, even with all the injuries, they're head and shoulders above easily 5 teams down there.
Yeah.
Brighton will give them chances as well to go against them. So it should be a very good game, possibly the game of the week, to be honest.
Johnny, yeah, going with Brighton there, we've seen them lose 2-1 at Anfield. They played very well. I think they probably should have got more out of that game. They're a very strange team because I watched the last 15 minutes of that game. Obviously, they were 2-1 down. But they just, I don't know, something about them. They don't have like a really intense style of like attacking football. You could have, if you were watching a game and there was the no score was on the screen, you would have assumed that Brighton were the team winning and they were wasting time. They were just passing it around and just not really trying to break down Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool are a tough team to break down in general, but Brighton just lacked that like intensity. And I don't know. You look at maybe what De Zerbi's been saying over the last couple of weeks. Maybe they're like, well, the manager doesn't want to be here essentially. Obviously, they're still in a push for Europe, but do you think maybe it's kind of affecting the players a little bit?
Of course there is. Like you would have thought Liverpool, it's a game of transitions when you play Liverpool. So I would have thought it would have suited Brighton.
Yeah.
But you're right. And watching them play, they're so fucking lax. You're like, all right, brilliant, keep the ball. But like, who are you? You're
Like
not
last
City.
last season, they were just
Who do you think?
intensity all the time, all over the pitch. You
Yeah.
never got a
And
break from
even earlier this season, they kind of looked at maybe obviously they've got found out a small bit, so maybe they're being a bit more protective of the ball.
it.
Um, and I could understand too maybe why, because Liverpool are deadly in the transition. So you give that ball away in the middle of the park, you're done, you're dead, like
Yeah,
straight away. With the pace and power they have in the break, you can't. But you're right in what you say. They were so lax almost on the ball. They seemed to be either they had no ideas or they were trying to lull Liverpool in. Didn't matter in the end. But with the way De Zerbi's kind of talking and acting, there's must be talks of Barca. I know that he's already linked with them. He doesn't want to be there. He'll be gone. I don't see any way he's there at the end of the season.
definitely.
I just don't see it. And obviously the players, of course it matters. Of course it matters because you want to. Yeah, I feel like Brighton are a club and De Zerbi seems to be a manager where you have to buy into him.
Yeah.
He seems to be one of those guys that you buy into everything he does. And when he's not even buying into it, you're like, sure, we'll just go through the motions here. Because they're throwing away, like, they have a serious chance of getting a really high finish, a really good finish. And they're just throwing it away, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he's gone at the end of the season. I couldn't imagine he's staying. I don't see any way he does.
It's a strange one not going to Barcelona. That's probably the biggest hot seat in the world at the moment. Considering they've a really strange, they've such a strange squad. They're down so much money. They've literally had to sell rights to their stadium to Spotify just to make bank on it.
Yeah.
Like
They have to
Madrid
sell in the
now,
summer again.
Madrid are about to get Mbappe and probably Alfonso Davis and who else? Probably possibly Trent as well. They've got a super team, so they're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
There could be no trophies at all coming to Barcelona in the next 4 or 5 years because they've nothing coming. Well, there's a couple of young lads, all right, like
Couple of young lads,
Yamal.
like like it's going to take them, a couple of years to develop and compete with Madrid, like. But
so it's
and
terrible.
maybe
Like
he's
considering,
thinking. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't. No, even with like you have Xavi in there, a club legend, like one of the biggest ever legends there, and like I know it came out there like what 2 months ago that no Xavi's decided to leave the season. No way, he decided that. He's told he's getting sacked, but to go out in his own way. Because you don't go on a bad you don't go on a bad run of games and say, oh no, yeah, I'm going at the end of the season. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
you can't just break your own contracts. It's obviously been told like look, because of who you are, you're being sacked, but before if you just walked. Like there still is on Fabrizio Romano pages like, oh no, my decision is final, I am leaving. It's like, yeah, you are leaving. You're being kicked out. But De Zerbi, he seems like that kind of manager that would go in there last about a year and just be kicked out then. And you'll see him again in a few years at maybe we're probably back in Italy with some fucking
West Ham will bring him in about 5 years.
West Ham or something, Palace, something. Yeah.
So
it's a strange
but you can for De Zerbi, a job like Barcelona, and as much of a shit show it is an opportunity to say, well, can I be the guy to bring them back? And also, a job like that doesn't come around. Like the top 3 clubs in the world, like no matter where they are at the moment, they're still the top 3 clubs, biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
You don't turn down that opportunity. And you're right with Xavi, like in what you said. They probably guilt them into it. Probably like, we don't have the money to sack you, but we don't want you here anymore.
That's it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, just go. Like, so it's both. Like, I can understand. You're De Zerbi. I can understand if Barcelona can call in, no matter what way the club is. You don't say no. I just find it very hard for you to say no, especially going from Brighton.
Yeah,
it's not.
But then you never know. You never know. Maybe it's Chelsea. Maybe there's talks or possible Liverpool. Like you don't know either. Like there's so much stuff we don't know. Like
I couldn't imagine him at Liverpool. I don't think he'd
realistically no. Yeah. But Chelsea you could because Chelsea are dirt guys. They love Brian so much.
They like to bring in people who are like trendy.
Yeah. So like if we're talking Brentford, Thomas Frank is built for Liverpool. I think. I think he's a fantastic manager and really, really likable. No nonsense, no whinge, and like the man that's there in the hot seat at the moment in Liverpool. Yeah. But just gets on with it. Really, so he's a guy that I'd be surprised if he's been linked by. If they don't go in for him, I'd be surprised. Maybe they'll have someone else. Yeah. But there's no definitely good. Chelsea or Barca, why not? So let him at it.
Yeah. Right, we'll jump in predictions there. So Brentford versus Brighton, Johnny.
3-1 Brentford.
Rob.
2-1 Brentford. Hopefully, really, really hoping that they get the result.
Yeah, I think this could be another 3-3. I think probably I'm gonna say 3-2 Brentford. Just on the basis that I don't think Mbeumo will play the full 90, no way, but he'll definitely get a half an hour at least, anyways. And I think they'll be goals 100% in this game.